Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Unpopular Review. This is Halloween Havoc edition, along with AEW Dynamite, which was just as scary because it was stupid. But anyway, the bottom line is I'm the executive champion, and I am joined today by a special guest, the Wednesday Night Jack. You and your teammates are out. I swear. You need to see the gym.
If we're going to sit here and complain about things and whatnot, let's talk about that goddamn intro. I got seasick with all the pictures going left, right, up, down. I thought I was playing a goddamn game of Tetris.
You're right. Instead, I should have a picture of you and Dylan where Dylan's half his chin is missing. That's what I should do. All right. But no, I didn't do that, right? I didn't do that. Instead, I have a picture of the executive champion along with this man here, Golden Havoc, wearing shades, doing a Pete Dunne impersonation, but also talks like he wants to be The Rock. Also talks like he wants to be Bad Barrett. Yeah, it's just like, hey, you are the biggest schizophrenic I've ever seen on Unpopular Review. But ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Review NXT AEW edition. Like I said, executive champion here, along with Bad Guy Jack and the man who down there who's giggling like a schoolgirl on her period. None other than Ricky Goldman. How are you doing tonight, gentlemen?
Oh, man, I'm doing wonderful. I have a cup of tea. I'm ready to talk some wrestling with my co-host. I'm doing splendid, actually.
What's going on, Mike? What's going on, Mike? Mike says, I think NXT Halloween Havoc went great. I hope they do it again next year. George Samuel Lewis said, what's up? Mitten says, sup, everyone? And Mike Riggs is doing great. Glad to see everybody is doing fine on this Wednesday night. Hey, it's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. It's hump day, and I just got over the hump of watching NXT and AEW. Bad Guy Jack here watch mostly AEW, and Ricky Goldman down there watch mostly NXT. And we're going to go ahead and this is how we do this, ladies and gentlemen. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this up here. This is how we do this. This is more of a style. This is more of a battle between NXT and AEW. Y'all try to tell me which is the superior show, and then the fans and myself will tell you which they feel was the superior show and who presented the better argument between Bad Guy Jack as well as Ricky Goldman. This should be quite interesting. It's like the left versus the right. All right, let's go ahead.
You did there. Especially since we're in election season. So yeah, I see what you did there.
Correct. So okay. It's the British strong style against American weak style. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, make a muscle. You'll see what I'm talking about. This man has no muscles. Look at him. All right, so you have no muscles.
I have no muscles, yet I can still carry a lot of heavier shit. Don't come at me, Chris. Don't do that to me, bro. Who do you think you are? First off, you wore red because I wore red. You know red is my color. What are you doing?
Red's only your color because
I'm not going to just sit here and take your crap, man.
Red is your color because you get beat up so fucking much. You get beat up so much that you are always bleeding. So you had decided to wear red. Okay, so I completely understand what you're saying.
I never got beat up a day in my life.
That is not why the executive consultant wore red. The executive consultant wore red today because he's burning hot over the fact he had to watch these shows. Ricky, what's the first segment of NXT tonight?
Yeah,
hold up. Well, excuse me, Elvis. No one missed you. Okay. No one missed you. They're going to throw a party the day you die. So don't stay here and say that, okay? All right.
My God, that got dark.
Ricky, what was the first segment of NXT?
Okay, well, it was Halloween Havoc, as we all know, and something that you don't like was the host. Shotzi Blackheart as the host.
Already AEW. What's up, Anthony?
Jesus, let him finish. Shut up, Chris.
She spun the wheel to make it.
That's all I need to hear.
Hot. She's hot as. Anyway.
I agree, Daniel.
Agreed. That's the only time I'm going to agree with Mike.
Mike, you are wrong.
Savage.
So, Shotzi spun the wheel to make the deal, and it was a devil's playground.
Elvis, the only way Elvis gets banged by anybody is if he goes to prison and drops a soap.
That's unfortunate.
That was it? That was your speech? That was your pitch for NXT tonight? That's what happened?
No, well, I was waiting for you. Anyway, Shotzi Blackheart, yes, made the deal to span the wheel to make the deal. It was a Devil's Playground match. Basically, Falls Count Anywhere. Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano for the title. I thought it was a very, very, very good match. Great opening. This went everywhere. Felt very Halloween style match. I enjoyed it. It was a 30-minute match. They took it everywhere. And we've got a new champion, which I was surprised at. But yeah, there you go.
If I can just interject there, because I caught the tail end of it. I was surprised that they put the title on Johnny as well. Like when I saw that, I thought that was going to set the show pretty much for what was going to happen for the Garganos. I missed a good portion of it. I saw that someone in black helped out Johnny, hit him with the tombstone. Damien took this big fall. It looked like it was really good because the participants in it. Damian Priest is a really good talent. I was praising him last week, and I will continue to praise him. Really, really good. It's unfortunate his title run was so short. I feel like he held it for a month. It seemed like, right? Just a month, or did he have a much longer run?
No, he won it at Takeover 30, didn't he?
He had about
2 months.
He had about
2 months. Oh, okay, it just seemed.
And you're right. Ron, the guy from Scream, helped out Johnny. So I'm guessing we'll find out who that is next week. Maybe. Oh yes, Indy. That's who it was.
I think it's
that what it was.
I think
Indy Hartwell. Someone just put it in the comments. I think that's who it was.
Yeah, I think that's who it is myself. So for AEW, they first opened the show with Sammy and MJF going face to face. I guess they're making it clear that pretty much the other members of the Inner Circle don't want MJF there at all. But the opening match is Heyman against Warlord. I always pronounce his name wrong. Yes, thank you. I thought it was really good. It was hard hitting. Warlord, he's a big dude, really big dude. So he plays the big man role pretty well. There was no doubt in this match.
Sorry, Ron. Sasha versus Bayley easily. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, Sasha and Bayley is good, but Kansas and Io have some really good chemistry too. So you wouldn't be wrong if you said Kansas and Io, because I feel like every time they've ever gotten in the ring, they never let you down. But
Sasha versus Bayley was infinitely better. The only bad thing about Sasha versus Bayley is the fact that Bayley lost the SmackDown Women's Championship. Besides that, Sasha versus Bayley is way better than Candice versus Io, and I even dare anybody to explain to me how they're intelligent by even putting them in the same category. That's one. Rhea did amazing. We'll talk about Rhea Ripley a little later. And why are you still here? And I mean here on Earth. And Johnny Gargano is not a sore loser, right? Mike, you're wrong again. Hey, Mike, I don't know what you were smoking, sniffing, snorting, injecting before you watched this show, but you're wrong. Johnny Gargano is one of the most entertaining things on NXT, even though he's Johnny 205 Live and he'll never make it to the main roster. But on NXT, he's gold. What's going wrong with you, Mike? Come on. I only watch one match at NXT. Thank you for telling me irrelevant information. And you saw David. Once again, tell me irrelevant information. No one cares they saw David. Come on. Have you seen his ratings? No one cares if they saw David or not. It doesn't make any sense. It's only about Team Red and Team whoever this guy is. I have to tell you, Rob,
Team Gold.
Were you finished? Because I have to tell you, from your presentation of AEW, the first segment, and his presentation of AEW, the first segment, I'm sorry, NXT, the first segment, AEW won by far. That was weak, Ricky. You got to come a little harder in that. I don't know what you were smoking. You and Mike were sharing the same peace pipe. It was bad, bro. You sold me on nothing.
I just want to interject here. Please don't smoke on the show. That's not good at all. Don't do that. I just want to throw that out there because Chris is apparently pointing out that everyone is smoking, and that's a terrible thing. Just drink. You got David Sanderson here who says people care about me.
I thought the only match for AEW was good. No shocker that Hangman Page went over and he's going to the finals. No shocker there whatsoever.
No, because go ahead, finish.
Well, I will be honest and say I was paying more attention to NXT than I was AEW, but what I saw of this match, I enjoyed.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good because it was hard hitting. Warlow looked pretty darn good, and like I said, the story is Hangman against Kenny Omega, so that's really the big thing. So I knew Hangman was going to win, and I did like the fact that it took 2 buckshot lariats. Like it wasn't just one. When he hit him the first time, he ate it, and then the second time he hit it, he dusted him. I thought it was a really good back and forth match. And I like that they're utilizing different talent here. So I
Wrong.
oh, I guess that's where you pick up on the next segment. I feel like Johnny Gargano.
No, actually,
he's not gonna keep the title forever.
You went Mr. Robotic. I have to agree with that. People care about me, Rude. Your mom does count. So, yes, people care about you. Mike Riggs, all right, I get it. Johnny Gargano is an A-plus player. I wouldn't go that far. We all care about David. Michael, only you care about David and his mom. That is so sweet. Damon Jones says, is this a promo battle? No, it's not. Mike Riggs says, I don't smoke. Interjecting. That's fine. Don't inject bleach. Don't inject bleach. It does not cure COVID, despite popular opinion. Baby Rodriguez says, hi to you, Chris, before she have to go to work. Tell Baby hi. See her when I get to New York. George Samuel Lewis says, now I know that the Undisputed Era are breaking up just saying because of Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, and NXT Tag Team Champions. So irrelevant, you don't even know their names. Mike Riggs says, I have respect for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley. He's a fighting champion. He also sucks. Damian Jones says, I was fading watching NXT, let me tell you. Chris Lolis, never seen him before. Welcome to the show. MJF isn't going to join Inner Circle. He's going to be the flair of a new four horsemen with FTR, Tully, and waiting on Arn to leave Cody. That's a strong possibility, Chris. Thank you for that opinion. I can see that possibly happening. Ricky, what is the next segment of NXT? And please make it interesting.
A great segment, a very good segment. We have Pat McAfee, Oni Lorcan, Danny Butcher in the ring. Pat really knows how to get heat. Now, would I have brought him back? No, because I think you finished that storyline at Takeover 30 with Adam Cole, but he's back. Great promo here. It led to Kyle O'Reilly coming back, and we had a return. Pete Dunne is back. So I'm very shocked because of what's going on in the world with this virus thing. So obviously, NXT guys or NXT UK guys are allowed back to NXT. Okay. Then NXT UK is taped. But so Pete Dunne returned and turned heel. He joined the forces of Butch, Lorcan, Pat McAfee, and I think this is going to lead to a match at the next Takeover 32 in December. But I thought this was great. Pete Dunne's back and he's heel.
Are you being biased? Are you only saying that because he's from your country, your homeland?
The longest reigning UK champion ever. So Pete Dunne's really good.
That's because no one cares about the NXT UK. Let's be real.
Wrong.
That's not wrong.
It is.
That's not wrong. I can prove it. You want me to prove it right now? Ron, who's the current NXT UK champion?
Oh, that's easy. Walter.
And who did he defeat? Who did he defeat for that championship? Who did he defeat?
Oh, Pete Dunne.
And who did Pete Dunne defeat?
Oh, he beat oh god, I can't think of his name. Tyler Bate.
What? Oh, okay, good job. Maybe somebody does care. What does MJF stand for? Maxwell J.
I just know these things. That's all. I don't watch
Denise
UK,
says, hey y'all, Denise, what's going on? You don't watch it though. Pat McAfee should have never came back. Hey Denise, FTR are better than any current WWE tag team. Elvis, man, my man, you need to stay at the end of the rainbow. Elvis Martinez says no. Denise says, thanks, guys. Dunne is back. Dune is really interesting, so I am happy to see him back. Walter, hi, Elvis. Somebody said hi to Elvis. That's amazing. And hola. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Review NXT AEW edition. This is Ricky up top, along with Ron. I'm the executive champion. Please make sure you like, love, and share this to all of your wrestling timelines groups. If you have not hit that like or share button right now, already, go ahead and do that for me right now. Some of y'all see every single week. Some of y'all should have already done it. Hit that like button, hit that share button, get us out there. Michael Licata, I agree with you. Elvis Martinez wrong. I don't even know what Elvis said that was wrong, but I know he probably was wrong. So Michael, good job. All right.
That's terrible.
Ron, what's the next thing going to happen on NXT?
The next segment after the opening match, we have a promo with Jon Moxley, and pretty much to hype up the feud with him and Eddie Kingston, which leads to Eddie Kingston against Matt Sydal. It really was it's really because like the thing with Eddie Kingston for me, not to say he's not a wrestler. That's not the way I want to put it, but he's more known for his mic skills than actually being a wrestler. So I mean, he does his thing. He does his brawling and everything. Matt Sydal looked really, really good. I haven't seen Matt Sydal in I don't know how long. I haven't seen him in a long time. So seeing him still do his thing, I think now he's like a they mentioned like now he had like a little submission in his wrestling now, which I think is really cool. Matt Sydal looked good. I mean, that's the best I could really go here. That Matt Sydal looked really good. I mean, he did some of his trademark moves like the jumping knee, the Meteora from the top, and but Eddie Kingston gets the win. I mean, there wasn't much to it. It was a nice little showcase for Matt Sydal because I think he got some wins on Dark. But like you know how earlier you were saying no one watched NXT UK. I said UK. No one watched NXT UK. Not too many people watch AEW Dark. And so I don't know who he was beating, what wins he was getting, and stuff like that. But what's his name? Eddie Kingston beats him with that headlock choke that John Moxley been using lately, just to send a message. And then they got him. Who did he came out? He came out with the Butcher and the Blade and the Bunny, and with the Bunny with the mic in her hand saying, "Do you quit?" And you have Matt Sydal saying he quits. Send a clear message to John Moxley, and to hype up their match for Full Gear.
Very, very riveting. Very, very riveting. Matt Sydal, that's the former Evan Bourne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Bourne. Yeah. His name was Evan Bourne. But it should have been Evan Boring. I never liked him. I didn't like him in the tag team with Kofi Kingston. I never liked him. I think he's boring. He has a good move. The greatest Evan Bourne sight you ever saw was him taking an RKO. Let's just be real. Besides that, you can't really tell me. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, you were speaking. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, I always thought he was actually really flashy and everything like that. Now, I agree. I didn't like him and Kofi as a team, but I don't like makeshift tag teams. But they were starting to gel, and then I guess he got suspended and stuff, and it really messed it up. But, yeah, I agree. I didn't really like him and Kofi as a team because I thought he was doing good by himself. He was really good by himself. But, that's just one opinion.
Butcher and Blade guess Brandy didn't like her.
Very quickly, I think that this was an okay match, but it's really just a real momentum for Kingston heading into Full Gear, but he ain't taking the title at all. I think it'll be a good match at Full Gear, but is he taking the title?
I think they're gonna kill each other. That's what I really think. I think really this match was really nothing more than a segment, really, just to give him some momentum going into this match, with the expense of Matt Sydal. But yeah, it really wasn't another match. It was really just more to give Kingston some momentum to go into this match, because if he would have lost, it would have made him look really, really bad.
And Sydal's kind of just been, as far as I know, a jobber since coming to AEW.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of the smaller guys from WWE are jobbers in AEW. They haven't changed. Yet for some reason, it's like black people going to Atlanta. They feel like it's the Mecca. It doesn't make any sense. AEW is not the haven for WWE superstars. Unless you're a certain weight class, they're not going to treat you with the same respect that you think you deserve just because you came from WWE and you received a pop once in your life.
I think Sydal's good at what he does, but yeah, I agree with you, Chris.
You should. What's the next segment of NXT?
I don't always agree. Jumping ahead. Santos Escobar, Jake Atlas. I don't really know why this match was taking place. It was okay. I like Santos. Atlas is decent at best. But I thought he was going to go over with it being non-title, build a match for the next takeover. But no, very quick match, and you had Santos going over.
That was it. There was no nothing else.
Not really. Nothing noteworthy.
Do you find this cruiserweight champion, Fantistico, whatever the heck his name is, do you find him entertaining at all?
Yeah, he's a good champion. Look at the match he had at TakeOver 31. There you go. That says it all.
So your thing is, your gimmick is you like mediocrity. Is that what it is? Because I never understood your gimmick before. You like mediocrity.
Mediocrity. What? So The Rock's mediocre, is he?
Just because you like The Rock, but everybody else, I mean, you like this Phantasm guy. You're the first person I ever heard say that. Okay.
I don't think he's the greatest champion of all time, but did he have a good match at TakeOver?
While you think of a good comeback, let's address this comment, right? I like addressing comments. So if you've never been a fan of the show, especially when Chris is on, go ahead and leave a comment because I'll play all your comments. Okay, I'll play all your comments. So David Sanderson says, in case you didn't know, David Sanderson is the biggest Ricochet fan. He's such a Ricochet fan. Every time he goes to a bathroom, he always plays the thing of Ricochet butt fucking himself. All right, so Matt Sydal is basically a knockoff of Ricochet. Now, let me explain something. How? When Matt Sydal was on TV before Ricochet, that doesn't even make any sense. Also, no, like David, this is crazy talk, man. Get off of your man crush. I understand you're at a time of your life when you're trying to figure out whether you like men or women. I get that. I understand. Everybody went through it. It's cool. But please leave your except for Ricky up here, of course. Okay, Dwayne Johnson. Oh yeah, you didn't go through it. Anyway, so I get what you're saying, David Sanderson, but you gotta keep that shit to yourself, man. Charmaine says, so how your night, Mr. Best in the World? Hope you'll be a champion for a long time. I plan on being a champion for a long time because these losers can't beat me. Sydal is better.
Wow. You know what?
I'll live a SmackDown.
I can't
give you a nice.
Shut up, Ricky, because you're not winning nothing.
Monday Night Raw is better than AEW and NXT.
This guy's not winning. Neither Chris.
Santos is somewhat entertaining. Oh God, you know who's not entertaining? You dressed up in a banana. I'll play that later. You dressed up in a banana, right? And you think that's entertaining. Dale Miller says Cruiserweight Champ was better in Lucha Underground. Possibly. David Sanderson says I'm aware Matt Sydal has been around longer. Apparently not. He looks like it too. He does not age well. But Ricochet is better. I'm pretty sure you think Ricochet is better in bed too. Sydal is before Ricochet days. Thank you, Denise. Phantasm WWE should lose the NXT Cruiserweight title, but the question is to who? I want to ask Ricky. Okay, Ricky, take it away.
See, I would have had Atlas take it at TakeOver, but who I think is going to take it? Jordan Devlin. You're going to set up a match between those two, and you're going to have Jordan Devlin come out as the undisputed Cruiserweight champion.
Wait, I wanted to ask, what is Devlin? Is he a heel or a face?
At the moment, neither really. Tweener.
I know he's not on here, but I was just curious on what his position was even before everything happened. Because I know he was like
he was before, heel,
right? Okay.
Yeah. I think he's your next champion, undisputed. Santos took it as far as.
You're not just saying that because he's from.
No, I'm going to explain why. Santos has done as much as he can with that. Who else do you have?
I'd rather see Jordan Devlin win it than Jake Atlas because Jake Atlas is boring, a terrible person. I don't need to see him on my screen. Matt Sydal has become a knockoff Ricochet is what I'm saying. I don't see how. That doesn't even make sense is what I'm saying, David. Please stop talking. You're burying yourself. Charmaine says, I Matt Sydal when he was ROH New York. Okay. Elvis says, what are you smoking? Anything to make me not see you anymore. Damian Jones says, executive asshole is all in his gold tonight. Charmaine says, I love you, Ron.
Hi.
Great. See, Ricky, that's what happens when we have fans. Daniel says, Raw and NXT shit down are my sleep aids every week. Well, you must have a hard time going to sleep.
What?
Ricky, you should be the last one laughing. Mr. Million, unnecessary question match. You ride the Rock's dick every day, so shut your mouth. I will say this. He doesn't bring Rock up in situations unless he has a reason to bring Rock up in situations, even though he does it all the time forcefully and it's kind of annoying. But you putting up Ricochet in times where I'm like, wow, it doesn't even make sense, Matt Sydal. Ricochet knockoff. What? Are you saying he's a Ricochet knockoff because he used to always appear on Main Event and Superstars? Is that why? Because that's all Ricochet does nowadays. Denise says, love Ron, drinks executive consultant, and didn't say anything about you, Ricky. Elvis says,
Lily's coming tough right now.
Chris is such a dick.
Elvis says Lana is more over than The Rock ever was. Happy Lana Day. Ron, what happened next on AEW? Then we'll take a commercial break.
All right, so there was these two promos before there was an actual match here. So the Young Buck and FTR have this promo, and obviously all this stuff is to hype up for Full Gear. They asked the Young Bucks. They asked Matt if his legs is going to be okay. He's going to make it. You see how Nick is sitting there saying, almost like trying to get him not to do the match, but Matt keeps saying like, no, we're going to do this match. We're going to do this match. This has been a dream match for a long period of time, and we're going to make this happen. I forget the dude with the mask name. I always forget his name. Accessory or what? I forget his name. The dude with the mask. But he said, and he asks, he keep asking the Young Bucks a lot of questions. Like, do you think you can do this? Yes. And FTR eventually gets fed up because they're like, wait, so you're gonna ask him all these questions, so you just have it here for nothing? And they eventually get up and leave. To the point, I mean, just before they left, though, they had this part where when they were asking the Young Bucks, the dude was asking the Young Bucks questions. He was like, yeah, you got the job because of them. Yes, I see it. Yes. Excalibur. I'm saying his name all right. I'm not gonna say his name. Yes, thank you. I'm going to butcher his name.
Like the sword. Like the sword. Never mind. King Arthur. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Carry on.
You're all good. You're all good, Rick. See, I'm not gonna be like Chris, and he just bullies you and puts you down and stuff like that.
No, he didn't. Hang on one second,
Chris is right there. He's gonna do it anyway. He's gonna do it.
Sorry, hang on a second, please. Devlin got suspended, but now he's back this week on NXT UK. I suggest you watch it all.
The Rock is at the head of the table. Pretty sure he is. I'm pretty sure he is. I think that's
one of the best tag teams in the world. Anyway,
yeah, not everyone thinks that. But they have this segment, and I gotta say, I did not like this stipulation that they added for Full Gear. They said if the Young Bucks lose, then they can never go for the AEW Tag Team Championships ever again. I don't like that because I feel like it gives it away. I really don't like that, and I know they're gonna have a bunch of matches. You know, it's not going to be a one and done thing. I think they're going to have a long program. I just didn't like that. I felt like that was something that didn't need to be included, especially in their first ever showdown. I think they could have just had a match, kill it, and then maybe the next showing they could have done something. Maybe they could have added some stipulation or something like that. But I didn't think they needed to do that in the first one.
When was the Make-A-Wish month?
Make-A-Wish month.
Yeah, don't they have like 2 months back to back? They had like Connor's Cure or something. And then
yeah.
That was September.
That was September. So, Charmaine. So this comment is a little late. So if you're trying to, appease the special kids and Ricky right here.
Oh my God!
You're a month too late. Do that if Ricky had breast cancer. All right. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
Wait, Rick, you got breasts? Never mind. Yeah. So there's this segment because Chris is on fire today. He just he came in with the fire. He came in with the fire tonight, guys.
You can't be saying stuff like this.
Oh man, no, I've seen Chris like this. Matter of fact, I gotta upload this video. I'm gonna upload it.
I'm not nasty to you. You can't be nasty to me.
Okay, you kind of interrupted me. That wasn't nice.
Sorry, Will.
But Chris Jericho had his was his town hall meeting with him and Inner Circle, and I tried at my best to get some of these notes in because they were asking questions, so I tried to write as quickly as I could. So Luchasaurus was first up there, and he asked, how could MJF help Inner Circle with their finances? So MJF showed them a post and pre MJF and pre MJF. So with pre, I guess it was down. His rating score was down and everything like that. But post went right through the roof to the point where the crowd was booing him. He said, MJF is gold on the mic. I think he was really on fire in this segment because he's a great talker. He's really, really good as a talker. He's pretty much Chris, I feel like would appreciate him because it's Chris in a lot of ways. I think that's why you were like, yes, he's a jerk. He seemed like someone who, like, if he held the door for you, you would walk and he would just let it slowly hit you in the face. So
one second, Ron, please. One second. Reigns versus Roman. I think she means Rock versus Roman, which isn't happening. The Rock's not confirmed it. The Rock never confirmed that. It's not, the match isn't happening. Anyway,
Ricky would know because he's subscribed to The Rock. So as soon as Rock tweets, Ricky gets a notification and he leaves whatever job he's doing or Rock porno video he's watching to tweet about it. So definitely understand that. It's not confirmed unless Ricky.
Rick, come on, bro. You gotta defend yourself because you laugh at it. It doesn't help. It does not help. Say something back to the guy. Talk about his forehead. Something. Don't let him talk to you like.
That's can't be bothered. If he wants to bully me, fine.
You know what, man? You know what? I'm not defending you anymore. So Britt Baker was up next, and she talks about how much she loved Chris Jericho. Reba's making it odd because she's saying, you're still handsome and when you smile. So she eventually just says, she says, I love MJF, but he has an awful record with friendships, which leads to Jericho making it clear because he asked him, he said, yeah, how could we trust you or whatever? And he said, even if you did turn on us, we'll beat the crap out of you. To which MJF calmed down the situation. He brought it down and he said, come on, we're here for something else. There's this guy named the Librarian. That's what I know him as. And,
Peter Avalon.
Yes, thank you. And he asked, could he join the Inner Circle? And pretty much everyone laughed at him. So he knew he wasn't getting in. Now, this was my favorite part because I'm a big Eric Bischoff fan. When they said Eric B. and from Wyoming, I said, oh, that's Eric Bischoff. So when he came out, he quoted JFK and he asked, what can MJF do for the Inner Circle? To which he said, friendship. Then Eric Bischoff switched that around and said, what could the Inner Circle do for him? And then he talks about because Eric Bischoff talks about how much of a total package wrestler he is. He can talk, he can wrestle, he got the look, and how he got all these things going for him. So he asked, what could Inner Circle do for him? So I guess he said something over the lines of we could be a big deal. To which he finally, at the end, Eric Bischoff asked him, and I love this part right here because Eric Bischoff mentioned, he says, Chris Jericho is a prima donna. To which Jericho's like, no, he called me a prima donna. He didn't like that. He was really upset. To which Tony Schiavone said, shut up, Chris Jericho. And I thought that was really good. I popped up really hard. He had that stern face. I like that. I like Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone was hilarious here. He had a nice little funny moment. To which they eventually argue about, they act like they're the same, and what makes them think they won't kill each other because they're both personalities that those things can clash. To which MJF tries to ignore the question, go about it, and then Jericho said, no, that's a good question. Answer it. To which MJF says, no, why don't you answer it? He says, I've done everything I possibly can to join the Inner Circle. I gave you gifts. I did that segment with you last week. He said that was the highest segment you've ever been a part of. Which I just want to sit here and say, if anyone, because I always think it's funny hearing Jim Cornette's reaction to anything that's new in wrestling, and he always cracks me up because he's a very angry man. So yeah, there's that. But they have this segment to which eventually Jericho says, well, if you want to be a part of the Inner Circle, me and you in a match. If you win, you're part of the Inner Circle. And that's going to be the next match. That's going to be a match for Full Gear. And Ortiz makes it clear, we don't want you. Me and Sammy don't want you in there. So next week is supposed to be Sammy and Ortiz against MJF and Warlord. Sorry.
All right.
I thought this segment was very, very good. Very, Bischoff was good. MJF was yeah, MJF, Jericho, both gold on the mic. Mm-hmm. And does Jericho put MJF over at Full Gear? I think he does. I think MJF is joining Inner Circle. I
think the thing is too, MJF don't really need to join the Inner Circle though. If I could just go on, I don't think he needs to. I think he's really good on his own. I think him having the body, the heavy behind him, that's good enough. I don't really think he needs a faction. I just don't think he needs it. I think right now, and he's gonna grow into be a great wrestler. I love the mindset of
who's written this?
A lot of wrestlers. Jesus. A lot of wrestlers today will go with, I like the attitude era. I like the attitude era, that was a golden age for me growing up. But I like that he goes back to Nick Bockwinkel and other wrestlers who were good talkers and have layers to him. And I think that's something missing in a lot of wrestlers now is layers.
I have to agree with you, and I'm actually going to talk more about the Attitude Era. I'm going to elaborate more. I'm actually going to make Ricky's day because I'm going to bring up something. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back after a brief commercial message. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Unpopular Reviews.
From what I've been told, I mean, he seemed like a completely normal individual. But at some point during the winter, he must have suffered some kind of a complete mental breakdown. He ran amok and killed his family with an axe.
You can rest assured, Mr. Ullman, that's not going to happen with me.
Mom?
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Reviews, powered by Yep, I Like Wrestling. It's the AEW NXT Results Show. I am none other than the executive consultant, joined today by Wednesday Night Jack, as well as Golden Havoc. And we're here talking about NXT, AEW, NXT, of course, Halloween Havoc. And one thing I want to elaborate on as I catch up to some of these comments is this MJF and Chris Jericho Inner Circles thing, I think is actually going to lead up to something similar to the Nation of Domination with The Rock and Farouk. I think MJF is pretty much going to be The Rock in this segment, and Chris Jericho is going to be pretty much Farouk in this segment. And you're going to end up seeing where MJF kind of excommunicates Chris Jericho. So you have to think about it. Chris Jericho's first passion is to his music, which he's always said. He loves the sport of wrestling. He's always been a fan of the sport of wrestling. He grew up in the sport of wrestling. However, his passion is music. The man is 50 years old. He's getting up there in age. He's going to make sure that he puts a certain superstar over, and MJF might be that certain superstar. Your thoughts on that quickly as I read through this. George Samuel Lewis says Ember Moon and Dakota Kai preview for next week. Ember basically saying that she wants some competition. Looks like she's getting it from Dakota. Ember basically said that Dakota is afraid of her own shadow. Now she's the best in the world, and she's not going to like the receipt she's going to receive next week. Ricky, you're about to say something.
Well, you won't like what I'm about to say because it's be all loving The Rock, so I just won't say it.
Say it. Talk. I mean, this is
okay.
What
Then the fact that you put MJF in then the fact that you put MJF anywhere in the Rock's league is like nowhere.
But I see his comparison though. Like I see what he means. Like, okay,
I'm sorry,
Ron. Make a star.
I'm sorry, Ron. I can't hear you over the Ricky slurping right now. My bad.
Oh, okay. Stop with the slurping, Ricky.
Dick.
I was going to simply say, I get it. Okay, take away from.
I know you're slurping, Dick. I got you. All right, Ron, go ahead.
I was going to simply say this show is off the fucking rails. But no, I'm saying this. I get what you're saying. You're talking about the up and coming Rock when he first was, first starting out, and he needed, because when he was Rocky Maivia, that wasn't working for him, and obviously different. MJF is working, but he still needs like a push, and him getting the rub from Jericho helps, and I can see that. I can see like eventually they take orders from MJF, like he becomes over, because I remember that segment. I remember when Rock eventually was a part of the Nation, and eventually he was winning him over because of how his charisma was winning everybody over. I see that. You got to remove. I don't know, Ricky. Like I don't know if you're thinking like Rock. Because when was all this? You would say 97, 98, right, Chris? Like that kind of Rock. That was like 97, 98, right?
Rock got to communicate Farouk in 1997. Yeah,
97. Okay. You got to remove 2000 Rock, 2001. He wasn't trying to make that comparison. He was talking about 97 Rock when he was just like really just breaking in. So I can get that comparison. That's why I thought that was actually interesting. Oh wait, did you do this, Ricky? Hold on, wait, did you just do this?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Mr. Jones is recommending to Ricky that he calls me a stupid idiot, but you see, Ricky himself is not a stupid idiot. Notice I never called him dumb, right? He knows not to do that because he knows I'm not.
You know what? You're right.
You
called him every other name.
Jesus.
You called him every other name in the book. You're right, Chris. You just didn't call him dumb. You just called him every other name. Gotcha. But
hey, Ron, at the end of the day, I only speak facts. This man literally gets down on his knees and slurps up rock every single day of the week. So I mean, that's facts. I said that you look like you haven't seen a day at the gym. I say that, and that's facts, right? Because you don't look like.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Chris,
what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
You'll never be.
Are you moving? Are you moving? Because I can't tell. Like there's nothing. It's like the wind is blowing. What are you saying?
Oh man, I can't wait till you get up here.
No, I'm just saying. If you rub your arms together, it might start a fire. No, Rick, seriously.
Oh, I've heard that all. I mean, come on, man. You gotta do better than that, man. Like my parents told me that joke, and I was like 5. Come on, man. If you gotta come at me, don't miss, bro.
I'm just saying.
Come on. I'm not gonna be like Rick and just sit here and take this abuse and whatnot. You have me on the show for a reason.
Careful! You almost lost your home right there, clapping. Ricky, what is he doing?
It wasn't even that goddamn funny, Rick. What are you talking about?
Ron is number one. Ron is the best. That's something funny for you. Let's see.
I love my fans. I can't.
Oh, God. Well, at least, Chris, you're funny. I'll give you that. Even though you're a bully, you're funny.
I'm not a bully. I'm not a bully.
You are? You sat there just... Yeah, you are. You sat there bullying me.
I'm not a bully. You're not.
If I want to worship The Rock, that's my choice.
You're not a victim. You're not a victim. Okay. You're not.
If I want to worship The Rock, I will.
You act like you've been raped. Okay. No, raped is ricochet when David finally catches him. Look, no, seriously. We're talking about something seriously. Ricky, what happened next on NXT?
Oh my God.
If I want to worship The Rock, I will. That's my choice.
Yeah, Chris. If you want to worship The Rock, you just need to mind your damn business and shut up.
There we go. Know your role, and you know the rest.
Oh my God, Rick.
Dexter Lumis.
No, okay, hold on. On a serious tip, rest in peace to Tracy Smothers. I know a lot of people probably are really familiar with Tracy Smothers, but I actually grew up watching a lot of his matches, a lot of the things that he did in the ring and outside the ring. So I can't harp too much on Tracy Smothers because even though I've seen him, let's be real, he's not The Rock, he's not Kurt Angle, and that's not taking anything away from him and everything that he has done. So much respect to him, and my condolences go out to him and his family because he was a tremendous athlete. So rest in peace to Tracy Smothers.
Absolutely.
All right, Ricky, go ahead with NXT.
You can put up this one. I'll be telling Willie what you've been saying about The Rock.
You know what? It's so funny. No, let me leave this comment. Now I gotta let Ricky speak. Okay, you said I won't be a bully if Willie was here. Just saying. I'm glad you just said that because you know who was supposed to be here? Who's supposed to be here was Willie, right? Who hit me up 2 minutes before the show and said he was going to be on, and he's not here. And I don't necessarily say that's because that I'm not going to be a bully to Willie because Willie was here. I'll talk about his smoke alarm all freaking day. Okay, we already know that. Willie is not here because Willie is afraid that I will talk about his smoke alarm all freaking day. And if you want to see somebody skinnier than Ron, look at Willie, who looks like a broom if you turn him upside down.
Man.
Right. Ricky,
oh yeah, because you have a GQ body. You're gonna stop disrespecting my skinny arm.
Because you're a Greek god, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah, like all of a sudden you have a
Greek god.
You're a better body, baby oil, all these
better body than The Rock.
245 pounds of excellence, bro. Ricky, could you tell us what happened on NXT with your Echo phone?
Slap you. House of Horrors match. This was crazy. Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes. I loved this. Willie didn't, but I did. I thought this was crazy. You had William Regal and Michael Pierce Hayes picking up Cameron Grimes in a van. Off he went, drops him off a mysterious location, and this was kind of a bit like the Bray Wyatt match, whatever that was. That shit he had with Randy Orton. That shit match that was just awful. But this was crazy. This felt like a horror film. You had demons, zombies, ghosts, you name it, they were there. Mental, crazy. What Halloween is all about. Then you had Dexter running off. Not Dexter, Cameron Grimes running off, and it said to be continued.
You are the best of this battle review. All right, what happened on AEW around? Let's go ahead, take it away.
So I actually thought this was I didn't get to see NXT, but I thought this was the match of the night for me. I thought it was a very, very fun match. I could see why people would...
If you listen to Ricky, you ain't missed much.
Okay. Oh, now that's not funny, right, Rick?
Sorry,
like, just a moment ago when he was making fun of my skinny arms, it was hilarious, right? Yeah. Now it's not so nice, right?
We can't be you, Chris. Sorry, Your Majesty.
No, I mean, okay, I'm not bowing down. Fuck you.
Better.
So we're gonna go on with this. We're gonna go with. Hold on. We're gonna talk here. We have Orange Cassidy against Cody. It's the rematch from 2 weeks ago. They ended it on what was that, time limit? So this time they had a lumberjack match. I think that I thought this was a fun match. It was fun. I understand it's a quiet taste for Orange Cassidy, but I think he's really, really good. He's really, really good. I love his slow pace. I love that he teases or when he does those very weak hits when he's hitting, and then the person they think they got him, and then he comes out of nowhere with either a super kick or a Superman punch. It was a fun match. It was very, very fun. A lot of times that they had a lot of times when they went outside the ring. See, lumberjack matches, usually they beat up the person or the lumberjacks fight among each other, but it took them a while to get there. But there was this real funny spot where when Orange fell out, the best friends caught him and they pushed him back. Like he fell off the apron, but they caught him and they pushed him back on the apron and he went back in the ring. Same thing happened to Cody, where Cody fell, the best friends caught him and then they just dropped him and they let him fall and hit the mat. And then Cody gets upset, he gets into their face. Cody's starting to show, which he's been showing a lot kind of lately, a lot like heel tendencies. So there's a spot where I think he hits like a stalling suplex and then he busts out and starts doing push-ups, to which R. Anderson gets upset and said, "Get serious, what are you doing?" I thought it was cool. I thought it was a really cool match. Cody wins. There's a lot of stuff going on in this match. You have what's this guy's name? John Silver. He interferes in the match. I think he hits like a punch or a kick. He gets Orange out, and then a lot of commotions going on. A lot of stuff is going on outside. A lot of things are going on the outside. You have Arn Anderson hits. He hits a sneak punch on Orange Cassidy, to which Cody, I guess, didn't see. Chris is looking excellent.
Who
the hell is in there?
Sad. And you call me sad. Jesus.
But you have Cody wins with assist from not only just John Silver, but also Arn Anderson. And he hits the Crossroads, pins OC in a really good competitive match. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a really fun match. I really liked this match. Then all hell breaks up. The lumberjacks are fighting each other. The gun show. Billy and his son is taking out some of the people. And you have Cody on the. Oh, that's nice. You have Cody.
You said the gun show, so I felt it was appropriate.
Hey.
Yeah, because you're a Greek god. Yeah.
Yes, the gun show.
When you build out the Rock, then come back.
But I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was really good. I thought that was, to me, I thought that was the highlight of AEW. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was fun. Gave him time.
Yeah, even though Chris. Go on, sorry.
Go ahead.
Even though Chris probably doesn't want to hear my opinion, because his opinions are so much better, so much more fantastic.
No, go ahead and say your opinion.
Well, to bow down to the king, that's what you think you are. Yeah, I thought it was a good match. No surprise that Cody won. And I think that Darby Allin's taking the title at Full Gear. I think it's time for him to win. I think it's time for him to go over. Yeah, this was a good match. Probably not match of the night, I didn't think, but it was good.
I wanted to ask you boys this question because I see a lot on the internet. I think Cody's good, but I see a lot of the comparisons of they compare him.
And you say that I'm worshipping people. Yeah, okay then. Okay, Chris.
But you have people comparing.
But you're Chris.
To Triple H.
Huh? Sorry, go on, Ron.
No, I was saying a lot of people compare Cody to like Triple H in the early 2000s. Do you see that comparison as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And that's also
not as good as Triple H, but yeah.
Okay.
Will you come on and do better than Charmaine? Come on, let's see. You can't, jabroni. You're damn wrong.
Well, but that question goes to you too, Chris. Do you think like Cody is like early 2000 Triple H?
I think in his own mind, he's early 2000 Triple H. The problem is Cody, as much as he tries, he will never be as good as Triple H. Triple H is one of the greatest of all time. Cody's not. Plain and simple. He's not. He's a great talent. I give him all the credit in the world, but he is not going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. He's still living in the shadow of his father. Facts. Okay. In certain respects, Goldust is still more over than he is.
Really? You think so?
I think 96 to 2004 or 5 Goldust is more over than Cody Rhodes is right now. Cody Rhodes is running the company, therefore he gets a lot of main event attention. He gets this grand entrance and stuff like that.
Right.
But at the same time, when you go and you ask the average person about Goldust, they can tell you more Goldust stuff than they can tell you Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
I'll do what I want to, man. You know you're damn wrong. Don't tell the great one what to do.
That's an interesting take. That was an interesting take. What about so what else happened in NXT? Rick?
Hold up, make sure that you're paying attention. You're watching Unpopular Reviews powered by Yep, I Like Wrestling. Chris here, Ron, as well as Rick. Make sure you like, love, and share. If you have not done so already, I know there's a few of y'all that have not done it because I can see the names. Make sure that you like, love, and share this to all of your wrestling timelines and groups, and make sure you're getting involved in the discussion. There's something that I'm saying that you don't agree with. Go ahead and let me know why you're wrong. If Ricky's over here saying something you don't agree with, tell him he's wrong. Ron, the same thing. Tell him he's wrong.
According to you, that's everything.
You don't really tell me anything I'm wrong. I'm barely wrong. You're just an ass, you know? That's
I give Triple H props when a good portion of WWE roster was injured. Triple H held down the WWE. And not a lot of people can do what Triple H does. Has Triple H buried a few people? That's true. But so has John Cena to a certain extent. So is Shawn Michaels. So is Bret Hart. I sit here and I say all the time that AJ Styles is burying more people than people give him credit for.
Wait, wait, I just want to do it again. AJ Styles?
AJ Styles buries a lot of wrestlers.
Really? I never looked at it like that, but I'm just interested on your take on that.
If you look at the amount of talent he plays and he faces and he beats, do they recover? A lot of them do not recover. You could put Ricochet up there.
Yeah.
I think he had
John Cena never recovered.
No, that's a different situation.
But you're saying like Nakamura.
Don't get me wrong. I think Nakamura had a much better career in the main roster than people give him credit for. He's a former, I think, a two-time Intercontinental champion or two-time United States champion, former Intercontinental champion, former SmackDown Tag Team champion.
But he's
never gotten that. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but he's never gotten that fanfare. He's never had that that steam he had when he was a part before he lost to AJ Styles. A lot of wrestlers, when they lose to AJ Styles, go down the wayside.
Yeah, see, yeah, I remember that.
Like he's going over. Cedric Alexander is doing better now, but Cedric Alexander, I think, was facing AJ Styles for a while. He got buried. Like people don't recover from facing AJ. Jinder Mahal, that was it. People don't recover from
John Cena. Hello.
I wouldn't even
John Cena. And you could. Some argument can be made about Roman Reigns, but these are two wrestlers. Chris Jericho also, 3 wrestlers who AJ Styles faced when he first came into the company. When he started getting some clout and established himself as a WWE, because you understand that AJ Styles was in the business long before he went to WWE, but he was in TNA, he was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, he was in Ring of Honor, he had a lot of clout there, and when he came to WWE, people looked at him as that indie star. He's been with the company for 4 years, and most people will think that he's been in the company a lot longer because he's developed that much clout in WWE. You can see it on every single time he's on TV each week. They think this man is gold. They think he pisses gold. How many people you seen come from the Indies that long and have the this man is a first ballot Hall of Famer already. He's only been in the company for 4 years, but he was the first ballot Hall of Famer like within the first year he was in WWE. Because honestly, I'll say it on air, and somebody can retweet me. I think AJ Styles is a kiss ass.
Styles is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world today.
You know the answer to that. Willie said he's watching AEW results on YouTube. I ain't heard from the man since.
But no, I wanted to throw this in because you was mentioning like people who haven't recovered, and I agreed with Jinder Mahal and stuff. Like, I mean, not Jinder Mahal. I'm sorry, Nakamura. But you said Jinder Mahal. I don't think Jinder Mahal was anything worth anything anyway. I really don't. I think when they
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you.
I really like him. Was
one
just
of the
like
worst, one of the worst WWE World Champions of all time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's somebody else that didn't really recover from AJ Styles losing. I agree with you. That was a terrible decision to put the championship on him. Only thing good about Jinder Mahal when he had the title was his entrance. I thought his entrance was fire. It was great. Besides that, he freaking sucks. George has this question: who would challenge Io Shirai for NXT Women's Championship? Ricky, your thoughts. Bad Guy Jack, your thoughts.
Go ahead, Rick.
Well, Chris probably doesn't want to listen because I'm wrong about everything, so I'll just tell Ron and the fans. Who do I see losing the title? Who will challenge? Tony Storm, Ember Moon, you're one of those two, I think. Triple threat match at the next takeover.
Right. Tony Storm is back, right? I forgot that she's back, but I see it being Amber Moon. I feel like they've been pushing her a lot. I forgot Tony Storm was back. I really did forget. But matter of fact, I don't want to ruin because I mean I'm pretty sure everyone saw the ending of NXT anyway. But I don't want to say anything. We'll get there. But I do definitely see Amber Moon and Tony Storm in the wakes and whatnot. So Amber Moon first, I think, because I feel like they're pushing her right now more right now. So I see Amber Moon challenging for the title.
One thing I will say, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but you're watching unpopular reviews, like, love, share. Amber Moon, I am not happy to see you on NXT TV, and here's why. I feel like Amber Moon failed on the WWE main roster, and that's why she's back in NXT, and I think it actually hurts her more than it helps her. I am not as interested in seeing Ember Moon on my TV screen as I did the first time she was in NXT and when she was in the main roster, because she got hurt, she failed, and now she's back. Not as interested. That's my opinion.
Let me ask you this question: Is it because she went to NXT to the main roster back to NXT?
Yes. Once you go to the main roster, you don't go back to NXT. It doesn't make sense to me. Never has, never will make sense to me. If you go back to NXT, that means you failed. And I'll just this comment in a second, Daniel. Go ahead.
So I was going to ask you, so you feel like Finn Balor?
You failed. That's ridiculous.
I was going to ask you, so you feel like Finn Balor?
Finn Balor's failed, does he? Okay, right then, yeah. Finn Balor's failed. Breezango failed.
I wanted to ask
you. What were Breezango doing on the main roster? Oh, nothing. They were champions. How they fucking failed?
Okay, so if you actually allow me to speak, Goldman, I will tell you my opinion on that because you're asking me my opinion, right? Yes. Did Finn Balor fail? Yes, he did, and here's why. Finn Balor came up and immediately won the Universal Championship, right? And I'm glad you put this because I can do this while I answer the question. Finn Balor immediately came up and won the Universal Championship. He also won the Intercontinental Championship twice. Besides that, he has not had any memorable moments. He won a few matches as the Demon, right? Then he went on a big slump where he was losing a lot of matches, and he lost to the Fiend. His character was ruined. He came back to NXT, and he actually cut a promo talking about the fact that he wasn't doing as well, and he was losing his way. Yes, he was successful because he was popular, but his overall run, outside of a few lingering moments, was not good. So you asked me to grade it, I will give it a D. And I can see why he came back to NXT because now he's a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Finn Balor is the biggest superstar NXT has right now, and you cannot debate me on that. You can't name somebody bigger than Finn Balor in NXT. That's one. Ember Moon is not the biggest superstar in NXT as far as the women are concerned. And that is something you can debate. You can debate that Rhea Ripley is bigger than her. You can debate Io Shirai is bigger than her. Yeah. You could debate Toni Storm could be bigger than her because that's why it's between her or Toni Storm, and you're not sure which one is going to get it. So yes, I will say Finn Balor did fail in NXT. Tyler Breeze failed in NXT. Fandango, I'm sorry, in the main roster. Fandango,
there you go. Look at him.
Failed in the main roster. So yes, I agree with what I'm saying. Or Charlotte. Charlotte came back to NXT, and you could tell the whole time she thought she was big shit on the NXT. Like she had to have her special entrance. She got to leave before everybody. Charlotte was bigger than NXT. She was still competing on Raw, trying to get at the Raw title or the SmackDown title because nobody cares about the NXT title. I think Ember Moon would be a good challenge, but I would go with Toni Storm. Don't overlook Rhea Ripley and Shotzi Blackheart. I'm overlooking Shotzi Blackheart now. I can't believe you said that.
But I think Rhea Ripley's on her way out. But it's a thought.
Daniel Miller was buried by old man Vince. Vince got Ember hurt because she was chasing the jobber title. Ember was demoted to Raw and shit down way too early. Fandango was buried on the main roster too.
Breeze Dango, Dre Maverick.
I'm going to address this one by one.
Dre Maverick and Killian Dane.
I'm going to address this one by one because we're going to finish NXT AEW and then we're going to really address these comments. So make sure that if you have some friends who watch wrestling, get them to watch this because I'll argue them all down for the next half hour. Breeze was not buried by old man Vince. Tyler Breeze could not hang with the likes of a Roman Reigns, a Dean Ambrose, a Seth Rollins, a Braun Strowman, and all them because it's not believable for Tyler Breeze to be in a main event of WrestleMania against a Brock Lesnar. If you say you think that, you're smoking. Yeah, that's the seems to be a going thing. That's one. All right. She was chasing the jobber title. People will remember Raw and SmackDown women's title runs. Okay. NXT Women's Championship does not count. That's a demotion. All right. Raw and shit down. You can't call it shit down when it's the highest rated wrestling program in all of the world each and every single week. That doesn't make any sense. And Fandango was buried on the main roster because Fandango sucks.
Killian Dane, Drake Maverick. Oh, they're doing a lot better on NXT than they were on the main roster. That's two. There you go.
Yeah,
so
I think
you're proving my point then.
Doing a lot better in NXT than they were on the main roster. What was Killian Dane doing?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But personally, I would rather be on NXT, not even because I'm looking at the mindset of like I'm a bigger fish on a smaller pond, but just because I know I'm getting more of an opportunity. No, I get that. I get that. I understand that. I totally get that. I totally understand. I see what you mean, Chris. I don't know if you're trying to do money or you're trying to make some kind of magic.
I get it. Jesus.
I get it.
So annoying.
I know it.
We get it. Right,
but I think a lot of people would prefer being on NXT because you get an opportunity. I've heard people sit here and say they wanted to get drafted back to NXT. I get you. No, I totally get you, and I totally understand what you're saying. But I've heard even people sit there and say, like, I'd rather just go back to NXT just because you're getting a better opportunity. I think I know this is an NXT thing, but for God's sake, I think Chad Gable wanted to go back to NXT. But now they're doing something with him now, and he's Chad Gable again. But we're here to talk NXT. We're here to talk about NXT. So I don't know. Was it?
You know why somebody would say they want to go back to NXT? This is why, because they know they're not going to main event WrestleMania. So they say, "Oh,
not everyone can main event WrestleMania."
You're not going to sit here and tell me that Seth Rollins wants to go to daggone NXT. You're not.
Well, no.
I think his positioning. No, of course not. I don't see someone like a Seth Roman. Like one guy wrote in here and said, "What's it going to take for Roman?" I don't see Roman ever going back to NXT unless they do the thing like how they did last year with the Survivor Series. But him going back there as like some full-time wrestler, no, I don't see that happening. No.
Of course, Rollins doesn't want to go back, but just Gable, yes.
People pay for the main roster. That's where the is at. Okay, WrestleMania. If WrestleMania fails, NXT fails, AEW fails, MLW fails, Ring of Honor fails, everything fails because WrestleMania brings the fans out. People who don't watch WrestleMania come out in droves to see the show. They don't even know who's on the card sometimes because WrestleMania sells itself. If you're not on that show of shows, that's why you want to go back to NXT because like at least I can get a little bit of a rub. But the bottom line is if you're in the wrestling business, what you need to do is you need to try to put yourself over to be on the main roster and get that for WrestleMania. That's my thoughts. We're going to debate more about that after we come back from the commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Unpopular Reviews. We're going to come back. We're going to have a lot more debating to go before we leave and go to bed. And we're also going to talk about the end of AEW NXT. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this edition of Unpopular Review. While you're at it, why don't you give us a follow on these beautiful social media platforms known as Facebook and Twitter at Unpopular Review. But there's another one. Give us a follow on Instagram. We got funny pictures, we got updates, and we have things where we tell you everything that's going on. So why don't you give us a follow on Instagram at unpopular.review. And now, back to the show.
Permission to come aboard.
My brother has come from the surface to challenge me for the throne.
There's Johnny watching unpopular review AEW NXT Results Edition, and that was the Aquaman movie, which we'll be reviewing next Tuesday at 9:00 p.m. Before that, we're talking about Shining, which we're reviewing Thursday at 9:00 p.m. And of course, you can follow us on all our social media, which Ron said so eloquently in our commercial before he started singing off key yet again, like he did in karaoke last week. But let's go ahead.
Got your Mariah Carey.
If I was a wrestler, I'd turn Vince down and go to the #1 wrestling show in the world, AEW. If Shaq was alive, he and JTG will come back to be a tag team. Thank you so much for clarifying that, because when you said Shaq was alive, like did something happen I wasn't aware of.
No, Shaq.
Bo Dollar should be okay. Let me push that's why Elvis, what you gonna be for Halloween? He's gonna wake up as himself. It's the one time of the year he can go out and nobody makes fun of him. Let's see. I feel that NXT Championship is gonna be relinquished, but I feel that I don't know if it's true or not. But the Miz might cash in and win the NXT Championship. Don't ever in your life disrespect the Miz like that again.
Mike. Miz is a big name for
like a Miz fan, right?
Miz is my favorite wrestler.
Don't disrespect the Miz. Oh yeah, you mean that failed actor that wants to be The Rock and is never going to be that Miz. That wants to be in movies like The Rock and is never ever going to be that one.
So anyway, because I see this is going to get really, really bad here. Why don't you carry on about the NXT and I can take over AEW?
Very quickly, if I was a wrestler in WWE and not getting pushed for 4 years, and they went, "Can you want to go back to NXT?" Fuck yes, I'll send me back to NXT to get titles and a push and money. Anyway,
you heard that, Chris? He put you down, old yellow.
Silence. It's total silence because he knows. This is a nobody. Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez, very good. Well, not very good, but good match, I thought. These two killed it. A big match for Raquel to be in. I love the Miz movie. I think you're the only one. Well, Miz made some decent movies, but like I said, big match for Raquel to be in. And this was like your semi-main event. Hard hitting, back and forth. Yeah, close to match of the night. And you had Rhea taking the win. Now, I don't see what else they can do with it. Do they put her on the main roster? Do they send her to NXT UK again? I think she's been pushed as much as she can be.
I personally wouldn't put her in NXT UK. Not no disrespect to UK, but not a lot of people. There's not a lot of eyes on there. And so this question, that's why we wanted to consider where do we see. But do I see Rhea being in the main? I honestly thought she would have been on the main roster by now. Honestly, I really did. I really thought she would. I think she has done everything she possibly can do in NXT. I don't know if there's anything else for her to do down there. Now, I don't mind her being there because I think you still want players down there. You still want players down there in NXT. But do I see her on the main roster? I'm actually surprised she had not gone up yet. I thought that was going to be a thing right after she dropped the title, honestly. I thought she was going to be up by now, but that does seem not to be a thing. So
I think they should get like a month push, then be buried. Well, not buried, but not used, just sent to main event or something.
I didn't see this whole entire match, but Rhea's like 5'7", right? Like 5'6", 5'7", or something like that. And 5'5", 5'10". Oh wow, she's I didn't realize. Wow, she's a big girl. And Gonzalez is like got to be what 6'3" or something like that. Because I know she's supposed to be displaying a big girl, but I'm just saying like I think. Okay, so
I thought you were joining the Dark Order there.
Yeah, I know what was going on, but she's a big girl, and I don't know. It just seemed like it was a really good, interesting match right there because they both seem like pretty big girls, and with Gonzalez being a lot bigger. I don't know. I didn't see the whole match, but it looked like it was actually a really hard hitting match.
Yeah, it was. It was good as well.
I believe it. I gotta check it. I believe it. And NXT, AEW, you have the best friends to get attacked by Miro and Kip Sabian, Wasn't much. I mean, I guess they're gonna set up a match for grinding gears or whatever this pay-per-view is called.
Full Gear.
Full Gear. There we go.
What's that?
But we have Serena Deeb, who is the new NWA champion, women's champion. Apologize, and she went against Legit Layla. I gotta say they gave Legit Layla because I didn't get to catch her last name. I saw that she was she looked like she was a small amateur wrestler. They gave her a lot of offense, and Serena Deeb was gonna get the win. I think at that point I was walking around and drinking tea and stuff like that because it was just that. I was no doubt in my mind Serena Deeb was gonna win. She just won the NWA championship, and I think the title was on line too. So, and I gotta say, this NWA I guess it was a pay-per-view, right? Was that on air or anything like that? Because I mean, I there's no like, no, right? No, I guess I asked that. And Chris, you're relatively quiet. It's actually scary, but it just seems like there's nothing going on with NWA. Like they have no TV, no YouTube, nothing. So now that they're on AEW, it's just they're giving them something, some sense of exposure. So Serena Deeb's win. It really wasn't much. I mean, this match could not compete with the match Rick was just talking about. It was just a showcase on what Serena Deeb's can do, and giving Legit Layla something like they made her look like a threat, but it was no doubt in my mind you was going to see Serena Deeb win. She wins with a submission. It looked like a tequila sunrise. So not really much to it, honestly.
Yeah, I was a bit confused when she became champion. It was like, oh, she's champion. Okay, so you took it off Thunder Rosa, which I thought was a bad idea. If it gives Serena a push and gives her the title, great.
I think
this match was okay. Layla, whatever she was called, was decent.
I thought it was weird because Serena, not Serena. I know she's good, right? But to me, Thunder, and I'm not trying to act like I saw a whole bunch of Thunder Rosa, but I started getting into her because of seeing her on AEW TV. I started realizing how much of a big deal she was just by how people were always praising her work. I know she was on Lucha Underground. I think she did some stuff in the Indies, and then NWA picked her up. And she seemed like such a sweetheart of a person. I listened to a lot of interviews with her. She just seemed like such a sweetheart of a person. It just seemed weird that they took the title off her, especially when, to me, she had more momentum than Serena Deeb's. But I guess they wanted to have that shock factor of being like, oh, yeah, let's do – or maybe her contract is coming up. Who knows? Because I saw rumors, and the same rumors that her contract, or she's almost like pretty much AEW and WWE bound. But that's just a rumor.
Thunder.
Thundercats? Thunder. Thundercats.
Oh! Thundercats.
Yeah.
The Sixth Sense, good film, very good film. And have you seen it, Ron?
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, won't spoil it then.
No, I know it's about some kid and he sees like dead people. I just didn't see it.
But there's a twist. Good film though.
Okay, all right. I mean, do you want to talk? Do you want to put your executive champion? You don't want to put your input on any of these segments here. You don't want to. You have no. I don't know what's going on with Chris. This is wow. I think he's waiting to let loose. So I mean, you want to talk? You want to take over right here, Rick? The last Rick.
The House of Horrors match continued back in the ring, and again the zombies, the ghouls, the ghosts, the craziness continued. There was no referee, so was it actually a match or was this just craziness? And you had Dexter Lumis appear behind Cameron Grimes in his scary, weird way, and then hooked on the finisher, whatever his finisher called, and Cameron Grimes passed out. But I thoroughly enjoyed this match. It was what Halloween's all about.
It seemed like in a lot of ways like a cinematic kind of match or something like that, because I caught that end. I didn't see when he tapped, but I know that there was zombies in the ring and people doing like walking like doing the spider walk like Bray Wyatt would do. It looked weird. It looked kind of trippy, bro. It looked very trippy. I don't know what I was watching. And Dexter Lumis, he seemed like very like at home because he didn't run. He didn't seem. He was very trippy. It was wild, man. I don't know what I was watching there, but it. And you see Dexter Lumis seem like he's at home. He's just comfortable with it. And I think I'm glad that these people are getting an opportunity. Like Dexter Lumis, I remember him on TNA, and he was just a whole nother character. Now he just changed his whole. I mean, he still comes off creepy. He just comes off like I don't know. He just seemed like someone. If you're on the bus, he'll just stare at you, and he's just not going to stop staring at you. You'll look at him for a minute, and then you turn around because you're like, yeah, this guy's still staring at me. He really comes off like a creep, like a legitimate creep, and he does a good job on it. I mean, I gotta give him a lot of credit. He does a really good job at it. I mean, but he legitimately looked like a creep, like very creepy. And that's a little bit of that segment. I thought it was intriguing. So like. Just like there's this two segment. There's a segment and then there's two matches left on my end on AEW. But there's a promo with Sheeta pretty much accepting the challenge of Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose said, "I won't wrestle until I get a championship shot." And Sheeta said, "Me, you, fight," or something like that. So just to hype that up real quick. But Sean Spears, I forgot he was still here.
I think we all did.
Yeah, very creepy. Yeah, no, very creepy. I mean, I could talk. Yeah, he's the bleach blonde hair, blue eyes, randomly staring at people for no reason. But Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard against, I think the person name was LMK. I did not get the name.
The SK apparently.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Anyway, he beats him in 5 seconds. He hits the Death Valley Drive. It wasn't even a match. It was just to show that Sean Spears is still here. Beats him real quickly. It's nothing I could do to hype this up or say anything about this match because it wasn't a match. It was just pretty much something to just show you that Denise with the meh. It's just pretty much to show that Sean Spears is still around. It really just didn't do anything personally for me. Yes, Finn Balor is still champion. We don't know for how long, but yes, he is still the champion. So, do you want to? Because we're both at our main event. So, do you want to start with yours? I mean,
well, very quickly, just mention. Take 10 seconds to mention this match, as you call it. Sean Spears complaining in WWE. Oh, I don't get a push. Don't get the main event push I want. I need. I deserve. And look at him now in AEW doing jobber matches.
I think, and the thing is too, like I love listening to wrestling interviews because I like to like hear their minds and how they want to talk. And you might want to, and it's up to you if you believe him or not. I think one of the things he wanted to do is just wrestle. And yeah, I agree. This match wasn't even a match. It wasn't nothing like it was nothing spectacular. But like for me, I think he just wanted the opportunity to just be on air and do something. Like a lot of times. A lot of these guys who were with WWE for a long period of time, they were literally just in back and not even on main event or anything. They were just in catering. And I think for a lot of them, they just wanted to go out there and do their thing. So, like I said, I agree. This match really was nothing. This match didn't do anything. It didn't showcase anything he could do. But I think they're just trying to. Matter of fact, they mentioned he had a winning streak, one of the best winning streaks in AEW right now. And I think that's like. Who would have thunk it? So I guess you just keep your eye on him and just see what happens here. So it really wasn't a match. There's nothing even to really talk about, honestly. So there's that. Yeah,
exactly. It was that. Just nothing. B did it. Okay. Great rapper. Oh yeah, great rapper. Not as good as 50 Cent, but.
Okay.
Do you like 50 Cent, Ron?
Why? Because we got the same last name?
Oh, yeah. No, he's a great rapper.
Yeah, he's all right. We stopped being friends, but we cool.
we friends. Anyway, the main event for NXT, again, spin the wheel, make the deal. It was a TLC, tables, ladders, and cicadas match.
Oh my god.
Io Shirai, Candice LeRae for the title. And this actually went a couple of minutes over time.
It did.
Didn't last very long. Your typical TLC, tables, ladders, chairs TLC match. Again, good match. I enjoyed it. You had the person in the screen outfit getting involved again, so it probably is in the heart well. I think they're going to start pushing her.
Yeah.
Good main event.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think these two girls got really good chemistry. They've always had really good chemistry. I mean, it's hard to pick. Like, I remember they had that one match. It was a takeover, and the roles were different. Io was the heel, and Kansas was the face. And I think they had a match. I forgot how long ago. Maybe not even that long ago. And it was good too, but it doesn't compete to what that first one was. And I missed a lot of this. I mean, I saw the spot where and it doesn't even matter. Kansas, it looked like she went knee first through the ladder, but that looked like that spot sucked. So like it looked like it was it looked like it was a brutal match. I honestly thought Kansas was gonna win because of how Johnny won early in the night. So I said, oh, this is already setting it up to be the Garganos are going to win the title, but it wasn't to be. And I think the match right about now is Io against, like you said, Toni Storm, which they had a match before that with the Mae Young Classic, but even something like Io against Amber Moon. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do here, and even still, Kansas and Amber could have been good. I mean, because I think Kansas, she seemed like someone who keeps the women division on foot, keep the women division together. Like the unsung hero in a lot of ways. Her and to me, I think Dakota Kai as well. I think Dakota Kai is really, really good. Yeah, so I think they're like unsung heroes, if you ask me. Which no one did, but I wanted to throw that out there anyway. And I think
I agree. Yeah, but this was a good main event, and yeah, you had Io Shirai still champion. Climbs the ladder, takes the title down.
All right, and for the main event for AEW was Pentagon against Kenny Omega, and I didn't get to read because Kenny Omega have this very lavishing introduction now, where Justin Roberts are talking about all this stuff about ESPN. One of the best. ESPN said he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Kept secret. Blah blah blah. Apparently, he has a friend in North Carolina. I don't know what the joke is with North Carolina because it's the second time they mention it. By the way, for those wondering, the mystery person who tried to. Oh yeah, there we go. Indy Hartwell. Thank you for posting that back up. I thought this match was good, but since I already saw it when they had it at what was it, All In, I really was excited about him and Phoenix, which was unfortunate that was taken away because he was hurt. The match was good. The match was really, really good. I mean, a lot of chops, a lot of hard hitting stuff. Kenny Omega, I felt like we got a Kenny Omega match this week. Last week was just pretty much, Kenny's hair and just to show how quickly he can win. But there was a good chemistry between him and Pentagon. I mean, they the chops, the flip, the spots that they were doing. It was good. Like I said, I really wanted more Phoenix. So this match kind of just, I felt like it was missing something to me, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I got to watch it again, just sit there and just watch the match. But I thought it was a really good show. I thought it was a good show. I mean, Kenny won, and there was no surprise about Kenny winning, honestly, because to me, I mean, not even to me, but I mean, it's obvious. The story is Kenny Hangman. So that's what they were trying to get to. There was no doubt in my mind Kenny was going to win, and Kenny put on a hell of a performance. And I think we're getting that New Japan Kenny, and that might come off offensive for people who actually watch New Japan, because I did not watch a whole lot of Kenny matches in New Japan. So I feel like this, maybe someone could tell me more about it, but I think we're getting that old Kenny Omega that everyone's been asking for. So it was a good match. It was fun. And
I agree. Good match, and you're getting Omega, Page at Full Gear, and I think you're going to have Kenny Omega take the title off Moxley. I think that's what's going to happen in your next pay-per-view next year, whenever.
I see that happening. Yeah, And that's pretty much both shows. I think that was both shows, honestly. AEW is good, but I'm seeing too much from WCW. W's coming, and it's coming from a WCW guy. I was a WCW guy myself too. It took me a while to realize WCW 2000 was bad.
Ron, AEW NXT, which was a better show for you this week?
See, I didn't get to watch NXT, so it's not fair.
AEW.
Huh?
Golden Havoc, NXT AEW, which was a better show this week?
AEW was good, but it'd be things for me to pick an NXT and I hope that they bring Halloween Havoc back as a full proper pay-per-view. Scrap Hell in a Cell, Jesus. Hell in a Cell was good, but scrap it and bring Halloween Havoc as a proper pay-per-view.
I will say that based on your arguments today, I have to agree with that AEW was a better show. Since I watch a little bit of both shows, I will tell you that AEW was a better show. NXT is a long way to go to be able to get up to the standards they once were a year ago. I said this earlier on a couple of wrestling groups. I will stand by my opinion. I don't think NXT should have been in Survivor Series this year, which they weren't. I don't think they have the roster depth to compete with Raw or SmackDown this year, like as opposed to last year. Hey, last year at this time, NXT was stacked. They had so much talent. This year, I'm watching a match with Jake Atlas.
That's actually a fair point.
I'm sorry, you don't have the talent to compete with Raw or SmackDown this year. I definitely think AEW is a better show. Some people might agree, some people might disagree. Those people who disagree with me are usually wrong. Let me address a few comments before we sign off. The Miz
got Balor and Shirai, but I suppose after that, that's it.
The Miz will never be a Rock wannabe. He is the Miz. He is the most must-see talent in WWE history. He's not trying to be like The Rock. He doesn't want to be like The Rock. The Miz is very successful. He has a hot girlfriend. Hot wife, hot baby mother, right? That's what he has. He has a beautiful home. He is arguably one of the most known current WWE superstars. You can name very few people who know more superstars than The Miz. Don't ever disrespect The Miz in your life.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, he's talking to you. Oh, okay.
He doesn't want to be The Rock. Who doesn't want to be The Rock? Everybody wants to be The Rock.
I don't want to be The Rock. I have no desire to be The Rock.
He's a megastar, a millionaire. Fair enough.
Vince McMahon's a billionaire. Why would I want to be a billionaire?
Would you not want to be Vince either?
I don't. I'm not interested. Like, that's you.
I want to be Vince.
The only person I want to be, the only person I ever want to be is this guy right here. I am happy with this guy. Becomes a millionaire, great. Becomes a billionaire, even better. But until then, I'm happy being me. I don't want to be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't want to be Mike Mizanin. I don't want to be nothing. I want to be Chris. Toothpick. Let me explain what's going on. Right? Very solid episode tonight. Very good job saying, doing about the AEW thing, right? Good night, Ron. Night, Charmaine. Agree with Chris Harris, but I hope the Miz main event before he hang it up. I hope he actually wins the world championship. I just don't see it happening, but I hope he does. Why is everyone hyping Bianca Belair up to challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship? I don't remember anybody bringing that up in this episode, but we'll talk about it briefly because I know that's your favorite division. I think Bianca Belair, the way they're building her right now, she has no choice but to go after the SmackDown Women's Championship. It'll be sooner rather than later. She is a talent, and she has all the makings of the world to take away the women's division away from the four horsewomen who have been dominating the division outside of Alexa Bliss for the last 4 years. Thoughts, gentlemen?
You want to take that one?
I agree. Bianca Belair is good, and hopefully on SmackDown she gets a push she deserves, because on Raw she didn't. NXT she did, but yeah, she is good.
She's really, really good. I mean, I remember the stuff that she was doing in NXT. Raw, they didn't really do a whole lot with her, and now they have the opportunity on SmackDown to actually build that division around her. I mean, she got it. Like, she got the look. She can talk. She has the ability. I think she's a whole package. She's just a whole package. So I think that there's something. You have to go with her going for the SmackDown Women's Championship. What's she gonna do there? Just collect popcorn and stuff? No, go for that women's division. I mean, go for that women's title, man. Yeah, collect popcorn. No, she's just really that good. She's really, really good. She blew my mind when the first time I laid eyes on her was in the Mae Young Classic, and I was like, wow, this girl's really, really good. And she's gotten better ever since. She's gotten way better. So, and I think that's just someone you could build a division around. Honestly, someone you could just easily build a division around.
Bianca Belair is talent. You can see it. Everyone knows it. She is a star. At the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, she is a star. Who do I want The Miz to face to become a champion? Why? The problem is every single world champion that's out there in WWE or potential world champion, I'm not sure The Miz will be in a good feud with them because of his character versus their character. I can't see him being Roman Reigns right now. I can't see him being Randy Orton right now. I can't see him being Drew McIntyre right now. And then after he beats one of them, I can't see a good program because they're all heels. Except for Drew McIntyre, but you saw what they did to him on Monday Night Raw, so not interested. You have to explain more, Mitten, about this nostalgia with Sasha and Bianca because I don't see how he's ready just saying. George Samuel Lewis, that's your opinion. And Mitten, you spelled hate wrong. Okay, I see what you did there. It was wrong, but I see what you did there, Charmaine. All right, so final thoughts, gentlemen. With anything NXT, AEW, WWE, Major League Wrestling, TNA, NWA.
TNA. Oh man, someone got shot. So that's all I know. But no, yeah, someone really got shot at a wedding. I saw it on Instagram, and I think that was like I don't know what I was watching anymore. It's like I think Impact is slow as kind of become Lucha Underground. MLW I don't watch, but honestly, between these shows tonight, I think that would it make sense for Tucker to go back to SmackDown? Yeah.
It does. You can't have him betray Otis and then say, oh, okay, well, I'm a Raw. Don't touch me. There has to be a feud. There has to be a payoff there now. So, yeah, it does make sense for Tucker to go back to SmackDown. Is he going to stay on SmackDown? I don't know.
I mean, you could have those. And I mean, honestly, they don't even believe in brand splits anymore anyway. So they could just easily have that as a match at the pay-per-view. But, I mean, like, I don't know. This is another tag team that they just broke up for no reason, honestly. So
they needed to break up.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't see it that way. I know this company don't care about tag teams, but it's just like it just damages their tag team division. I feel like what did we accomplish here? Just look, let's have a feud with this tag team, break them up. I'm not saying they even had to win the tag team championship. I'm not even saying that. I just want some decent tag teams. I don't want these makeshift tag teams because now what's going to happen? Okay, Otis and Tucker breaks up, and now what? Tucker's going to be tag teaming with somebody. Like they broke up.
The Iconics.
Yeah, and what did Peyton Royce do? She ended up finding another partner. I was like, what is this? I don't know. I just don't like that, man. I don't like these makeshift. Like, and it's not even because it's makeshift. It's just that they do it so much. They overutilize it. I can understand one or two. And sometimes you get some of the best, and you get some of the best tag teams. I thought the Bar is not even one of my favorite tag teams. But they're not even one of my favorite tag teams. But they were a decent tag team.
It sounds like it's night time for somebody.
No, it's my watch.
Very quickly, what's confusing, if we, the hardcore fans, are confused, the people tuning in and go, oh, the casual fans are going to be like, what's this? Turn it off and never watch again. So some of the stuff that we'll be doing right now is like, what? What's going on?
I was perfectly fine with Heavy Machinery breaking up. I expected it. I think actually Tucker is going to shock people with the fact that he actually can be on his own. I'm not saying he's a future world champion, but I don't think he's as bad as some people, Big Daddy Cool, thinks he is. I think he actually has a chance to make something of himself. No thoughts. Charmaine Marie Ken Shamrock asked him to induct him, and Impact is in competition WWE. You got that right. Are we talking about Rock again? Like, it was a minute and 39-second segment.
And they actually
absolutely fantastic.
And they
were disappointed.
I don't know why you're disappointed. I warned you before you watched it, and I still haven't watched it. It just happened in my YouTube feed, and I still haven't watched it because who cares?
I was disappointed because he wasn't The Rock. He was Wayne Johnson.
Is that what you say to him in bed?
No. Hilarious.
Get this shit off me, Chris. Don't fucking put this shit on me.
Look, all I'm saying is, Ron, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. Stop hating. All right, so George Samuel Lewis says not good tag teams in WWE except the New Day, the Street Profits, and Cesaro and Nakamura. But I feel that Cesaro and Nakamura will break up. That is possibly true a little later. But also remember that Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler have a tag team as well.
Right, I forgot about them.
Too much information. You're the same woman that pulled out dildos on a promo battle, and you're going to sit here and say that him calling The Rock Dwayne Johnson instead of The Rock is too much information, Charmaine?
Usos, you got the Usos.
The Usos are going to split up.
You think so? Really? You think so? I feel like that's the worst move you can do. Really? You think that?
I can prove. Where's Jey Uso? Where did Jey Uso get drafted?
He didn't even get drafted.
SmackDown.
He got drafted.
Jey Uso, SmackDown.
Where
you're talking about the? Oh, you're talking
where
about
did Naomi get drafted?
Raw.
They're
in the same building.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're traveling.
They may be in the same building, but one other couple is on two different shows. When Bianca went over to SmackDown, guess who went also?
Is Alexa Black. Alexa Black is on
SmackDown, and who else got drafted? Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Why don't they like splitting up couples?
Because I can tell you from somebody who's in position of management, his job have to do schedules for people who work and stuff like that. People whine and cry when they get split up from their partners. It's unfortunately it's this life. So WWE just probably get sick and tired of hearing the whine and crying. They just do it to make it easier, make everybody happy. But they haven't done it in a while. When they tried to do it last year between Andrade and Charlotte put a stop to that quickly, fast, and in a hurry.
That's some pull.
Charlotte Flair is very, very, very influential backstage, much like AJ Styles. Naomi is Raw. I feel that the Usos and Roman Reigns will be a stable. That's a possibility, but I'm telling you right now, if Naomi's on Raw, Jimmy's going to Raw. Naomi is on Raw. Yes, she is.
Thanks.
Jey Uso is Naomi's husband, isn't he? Not Jimmy.
Jimmy is Naomi's husband.
Okay.
So yeah, Jimmy is most likely, and like I said, they noted to draft Jay, but they did not draft Jimmy at all. You can't sit here and make the argument, well, Jimmy's injured, because they did make sure they drafted Charlotte to Raw.
Oh yeah, okay then. Yeah, but Charlotte's a big name.
Your excuse it makes no sense.
No, Charlotte's a massive name. Jimmy Uso's a nobody.
I'm gonna have to agree with Ron. What I said wasn't even a joke, and you're laughing. Look, I don't understand why. I don't understand why you just said Charlotte's a big name. It has nothing to do with Charlotte being a big name. She's injured. It would be even if you wanted to talk about how big of a name she is. Why don't she stay off the air, and then when she comes back, you can make this big production of how she's the biggest free agent in wrestling. Like they like doing, biggest free agent in wrestling history, and she can go back between Raw and SmackDown by which one gets her, and then she can end up being on Raw because Andrade comes back or something. So there's different ways to do it. It's simply because of the fact that he is going to Raw. And you know what? I said it years ago. I felt like they were going to split the Usos years ago, and then they changed their mind. All right, Usos have done pretty much everything they can do as a tag team.
Right.
All right, they're one of the best. Honestly speaking, people might not consider it, but Usos are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. All right, I can make an argument that they are not but they are definitely one of the greatest ones, and they have great. Their thing with the New Day was one of the greatest tag team rivalries I've ever seen, and they had some of the great matches. And they wrestled like 5 pay-per-views in a row. And they were all good. They had. I mean, you remember this, Ricky? We mentioned this the other day. In my opinion, their Hell in a Cell match was one of the greatest Hell in a Cell matches in the last 5 years. The greatest. No other Hell in a Cell match beat it. All right, that's the Usos. They can split up and see if they can do it on their own. They're not going to be able to, and they're going to end up getting back together, but they can split up and try it. Almost every other tag team did. The Dudleys tried it for a while, right? Yeah. Bully Ray actually had somewhat of a successful career as a singles.
He had more of a success than Devon. I could agree to that and whatnot. The Hardys, but I feel like there's only certain tag teams that can do that. But I mean, there's probably something there that we don't know. Like I just would never want to see them break up. But Okay, so question. LOD, did they ever break up?
They did not.
Yeah,
They did not, right?
they didn't.
Not really.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just asked out of curiosity because I sure as hell didn't know. But I'm just saying, like, don't you ever feel like there's certain tag teams that you just wouldn't break up?
Some people feel like the New Day weren't break up. But I see what you're saying. Legion of Doom was one of those teams, and I think the Usos is somewhat of another team. But if I think they want to try to go ahead and give it a go singles action, and I feel like if they want to try, there's no harm in letting them try because they've done pretty much everything they can do in the tag team division at this point. That's why I don't think they're going to succeed. I'm not wishing them not to succeed. If one of them can actually be a breakout superstar to at least get a mid-card title run, more power to them. But in the end, I think they are strictly a tag team. But I think it's what they want to do. I don't know. I'm just speculating. It's just all me guessing.
Right. It's our opinion.
Yeah.
It's opinions. Yeah, and I get it. Noted. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Hulk played at drunk angle draws, pushed them over. That's true. But that's when there was some other backstage stuff going on. That's why I don't really count them having to split. But most tag teams, Steiner Brothers, Harlem Heat, most tag teams, they split for a while. The only reason how come most people will say the Usos should never split is not necessarily because they're such a great tag team, which is also partially true, but mostly it's because they're twins. That's why.
All right. I was going to say just because we need tag teams, but yeah.
It's because of that too, but you can make tag teams. They do it all the time. And some will be successful, some won't. But it's mostly because they're twins. But the good thing about the brand split is one of them can be on Raw, one of them can be on SmackDown.
Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely, for sure.
All right. So Usos should be a tag team again, and they will be a tag team again. That's why I said I don't think it's going to really work, and they're going to have to be a tag team again.
Yeah. I don't think this is the end. They're going to definitely be back together again. It always happens. They end up being back together anyway. Dudley's, Hardys, Edge and Christian, I think, even had a small reunion at one point. I was going to say, I don't think Two Corvus. They just stopped being a team. But you get the drift.
They suck. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. It's 12:08. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here at Unpopular Review NXT AEW Edition. Join us tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, actually, join us tomorrow at 9 o'clock where Unpopular Review Entertainment reviews The Shining from the year 1987. That should be a very interesting one, the last one of our horror month reviews. And immediately after that, if you're a fan of baseball, join Unpopular Review when we do UPR Baseball Edition, which we talk about the World Series that just happened in Florida, winning the World Series, I might add, Tampa Bay, Florida, the Rays. So go ahead and talk about that. So join us at 10 o'clock immediately after Unpopular Review Entertainment for that one. On Friday, join Bad Guy Jack as well as the Mark Victor Rodriguez as they bring you all the action of SmackDown. And then this coming Monday, Monday Night Raw, the technician Davis Anderson and Big Daddy Cool bring you Monday Night Raw. And then on Tuesday at 7:30, UPR Strike, which is hosted by the general manager of UPR, which is Ricky J. Pate, as well as technician Davis Anderson. Also on commentary, Bad Guy Jack immediately after UPR Entertainment. We'll be talking about Aquaman for that. And then next week on Wednesday, join myself, Ricky J. Pate, and another guest host as we bring to you another edition of NXT and AEW. So for Bad Guy Jack, for UPR General Manager, I am the Executive Champion again. We'll see you next time right here at Unpopular Review. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Good night.